Australia's future nuclear submarine plans are expected to be unveiled early next year, with the government also looking to detail its moves to fix a looming capability gap. Defence Minister Richard Marles is working to announce by March which nuclear submarine Australia will acquire, in line with the original 18-month time frame set out when the AUKUS partnership was first revealed last year. Defence Minister Richard Marles is working to announce by March which nuclear submarine Australia will acquire, in line with the original 18-month time frame set out when the AUKUS partnership was first revealed last year. Within 9 months, Labour also hopes to know whether an interim conventionally powered submarine fleet is needed to bridge the gap between the retirement of the Collins class and the arrival of nuclear-powered boats. The Morrison government had previously suggested a decision on nuclear-powered submarines could be brought forward to before the end of this year. But Mr. Marles said that suggestion was optimistic in the extreme, and it is clear the former government's plan would have delivered submarines by the 2040s. In recent weeks, numerous retired defence figures have warned Australia needs a so-called son of Collins fleet because the country will be left exposed before the AUKUS submarines are due to enter service in the 2040s. Last week, outgoing Navy Chief Vice Admiral Mike Noonan said a new class of submarines to be built as an interim capability could not be ruled out. "I think we're going to see a period of study and reflection, and we're going to look at all options, so I don't rule out any decision that our government might make with respect to realising our future Navy capabilities," Vice Admiral Noonan said. On Tuesday, Mr. Marles announced the surprise decision to extend the terms of Australia's Defence Chief, Vice Chief of Defence and Chief of Joint Operations by 2 years, in part to help oversee the massive naval project. The former government left a lot of major procurements to fall behind time. Australia has a number of capability challenges, most significantly delivering the next generation of submarines, Mr. Marles said. "And as a country, it's important that we are bedding down the new AUKUS arrangement. Against this backdrop, in considering the new service chiefs, the Albanese government has placed an emphasis and a premium on continuity," he told reporters. While the ADF's most senior leaders will remain beyond their initial 4-year appointments, new service chiefs have been announced for Navy, Army, and Air Force. Rear Admiral Mark Hammond will become Chief of Navy, Major General Simon Stewart Chief of Army, and Air Vice Marshal Robert Chipman will become Chief of Air Force. Mr. Marles said the senior Australian Defence Force leadership appointments came at a time that was as strategically complex as any since the end of the Second World War in terms of our national security and the needs of our defence procurement. Australian submariners will train on board British nuclear-powered submarines for the first time in the latest announcement under the AUKUS Security Pact. Under the deal, Royal Australian Navy sailors will join their British counterparts on the Astute-class submarines after completing specialised nuclear training courses. Defence Minister Richard Marles met with British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Defence Secretary Ben Wallace on Wednesday in Barrow-in-Furness in England's northwest to attend the commissioning of the latest Astute-class submarine, the HMS Unveiled. "Our countries are working hand in glove on training and building the skills required for our future submarines, in an important part of bolstering our defence force," he said. The AMS Unveiled is the 5th submarine of its type to be built, is 97 meters long and has a £1.3 billion (Australian dollar $2.2 billion) price tag. Mr. Wallace said the announcement represented a significant milestone in the UK and Australia's preparation to confront growing threats to the liberal democratic order, especially in the Indo-Pacific. "Not only have we progressed our defence planning, but Minister Marles participated in the commissioning of our latest attack submarine, on which Royal Australian Navy submariners will be embarked as we develop our shared capabilities in the years ahead." Under the AUKUS deal, which was revealed just over a year ago, Australia will get 8 nuclear-powered submarines using technology supplied by both the United Kingdom and United States. The agreement saw Australia controversially cancel a $90 billion program to get French-designed conventionally powered submarines. But where exactly the new submarines will be built and whom will build them will not be revealed by the federal government until at least March next year. Concerns have also been raised by some defence experts over the timeframe for the delivery of the next-generation submarines, which may not happen until the 2040s. If that is the case, it could expose Australia's defence capabilities unless an interim submarine fleet is procured to fill a gap between when the aging Collins-class submarines are retired and the new nuclear-powered submarines are delivered. On Tuesday, Mr. Marles, who is on his first official trip to the UK since the Albanese government was elected, visited the Govan shipyard in Scotland to inspect a Type 26 frigate, which is the basis for Australia's next Hunter-class frigate. The Australian ships, which are being built at Adelaide's Osborne shipyard, have been delayed due to several factors including the coronavirus pandemic and design changes, but Mr. Marles said he was hoping shipbuilder BAE Systems could accelerate construction. "We've had a really frank conversation not only today, but over the last few months, about what the government expects in respect of getting the program on track," he said on Tuesday. "The frigate really is the heart of our service fleet, and it matters that we get that program on time, delivering for the Australian Navy,